Back to shared news. I'm Hannah Fletcher, and joining me today, I have Kate Coffee. We are going to be talking all about the latest episode of The Kardashians. But before we get into it, make sure that you guys go ahead, hit the like button, make sure that you are subscribed to us here at Shared News, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of our future uploads. And also, we are live, so please go ahead and feel free to drop a comment down below. Let us know what you guys are thinking, if you agree with us, if you disagree with us. We'd love to be able to incorporate you guys into the conversation. So please feel free to leave a comment. Kate, it's been a minute. I missed you. How are you? And what are you
Hi.
thinking of where we're at?
Good. I know I missed you too. It's been so long. I've been doing a lot of Kayla T panels without you, which has been fun. We love Kayla T here on
Mhm.
Share News. Yeah, I mean, this is a really slow season I'm feeling right now. I feel like they hyped it up a lot and we're like, there's so much drama, there's so much drama. And like, yes, there is, but also like it seems like they're handling it in a really healthy way, which is like boring for
Yes.
television, but like great for them. Like I'm all about handling things healthily, but it's definitely boring for me a little bit. I do enjoy the aesthetics of the show and how it's filmed and the music and what they're wearing and just like getting a glimpse into their lives. But I'm kind of like, there was not much drama here. I feel like you're trying to make something of where there was nothing.
I agree. I'm in the same boat. My expectations, as you know, I think we were kind of on mutual playing ground. Like we were both so excited this season to be able to see it just like kick off and just go full steam ahead. And the amount of drama that they amped up in the trailer. And here I'm just like you said, there's drama, but I feel like they're kind of healthier than they've ever been in terms of like how they're handling things like you mentioned, which is
100%.
good, but in terms of how it lays out in terms of a TV format, my expectations were really set with that trailer. And if I didn't have the
I agree.
expectations get set with the trailer, with every other word being drama, I think that I'd be more content. But considering the amount of drama that we were promised, I'm still just sitting and waiting. So,
Yeah.
without further ado, let's kind of unpack this episode. I found this to be a very like sit back, relax, enjoy type of episode. I want to kick it off. What was your reaction? And I know coming from you, your reactions are always my like one of my favorites. What the heck did you think when the top of this episode kicked off with Kim getting her driver's license picture taken and she's got a whole glam squad at the DMV? What were you thinking?
I just I mean, I was like, how many politicians are you bribing to get in there with a full film crew and your glam squad? And like, what kind of favors are she promising? Is she asking for? I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Are they getting all, is the owner, is like the government getting like Skims free PR? Like, I don't know what is possible. I mean, I think that like my driver's license picture was never taken like this. I didn't have a glam team. I look crazy in my picture. So I think when they kicked off the episode like this, I was like, I mean, this is the most Kardashian thing of all time, but like it's almost overkill for even Kim.
I agree. I was shocked when I saw this. My jaw dropped. I was laughing when I saw that they rented out or I guess not rented out, but that they kept the DMV open like after hours for her to be able to do this. And when she had the whole team too. It's one thing, like, I feel like if she's gonna go above and beyond or whatever and bring like one person, but she had hair, she had touch-ups. And then my favorite part is that they were the poor lady that was working there, they were like, can you redo it? Can you take a side by side? Can you airdrop it? And she was just like, we don't have that technology. Like we can't airdrop anything. I was like,
I
oh
also
my
like I've
goodness.
been to the DMV and I don't think it is this DMV specifically, but like in the DMV, like their technology is pretty, yeah, like pretty
Mhm.
medieval, I would say. And
Yes.
you don't even get your card for like 2 weeks, like 3 weeks. So I'm like, why are you asking her to airdrop? It was just whole like there. I really do
Yeah.
think, and this kind of ties into like what we were saying before, is like there isn't that much going on for them drama wise, so they have to like kind of amp up the crazy and amp up the like silly things they're doing. Like the same thing with like Kendall and Kylie, which we've been talking about for the past season. It kind of feels like the producers are like, okay, like what silly fun thing are we going to have them do, because they have to fill airtime. You know what I mean? Like there's no drama happening really. So I guess this was on the storyboard and it made it to cut, I guess. It's interesting choice, but definitely entertaining
I
for
know.
sure.
Oh, for sure. You saying that makes me think to myself, I'm like, what the heck else made it to the storyboard? Or I'm sorry, that got filmed that we don't see. I'm like, what else did you guys film to potentially add in if this is what you're choosing? You know? I mean, and again, this is a great scene. It's definitely on brand for her. Look at that. That just cracks
100%.
me up. She's got she's got a full glam
Her
squad. I
outfit
can't.
is just awful. Her outfit
I'm
is
like,
just
what are you
awful.
doing?
Like, what is she wearing in this? What is this weird tracksuit and these gross flip flops? Why are you wearing flip flops to the DMV? Is my question. It's
I've never seen her
dirty,
wear
and
flip-flops, I don't feel like.
I don't know if I have either. And I just personally am not letting my, no free feet pics, y'all. Like, that's not for free, especially not for Although, I mean, Kim Kardashian, you know, her feet, I'm sure, have been everywhere in terms of
I'm
like
sure.
publication.
Yeah.
So I don't
Well,
know.
good for Kim. Like you said, I know what my DMV picture looks like, and oh boy, it's I think I rolled out of bed and then I ended up like going in like an hour later because I that day I didn't even know that I was getting my picture taken. I thought that I was just doing one of the tests, I think. I don't think that I was ready to take a picture. So yeah, it definitely doesn't look like that. I mean, she's given Barbie, you know? It's a
No,
Barbie
she
summer.
is giving Barbie. It is a Barbie summer. Like, literally, like, she looks great. It just looks
Mhm.
edited. And I think that, like, what happens when she's like driving around town and she like doesn't have makeup on?
Yeah,
Is it
I
still gonna
agree.
like look like her? I mean, it does, but I mean, like, it's definitely like it was a choice. It was definitely a choice. It was entertaining.
It
I'll
was a
give them
choice.
that, but it was a choice.
I agree. Well, let's talk about Courtney and Chloe. So, as we know,
Mhm.
there's allegedly so much beef that's supposed to be taking place between Courtney and Kim, and it's a lot of he said, she said. And I feel like everybody's
Mhm.
just amping up everything that I feel like they're over exaggerating Courtney's reaction. She seems like irritated, but I've seen her way more irritated in the past. I'm not really getting the
Definitely.
narrative that they're trying to drive home. What was your thoughts when you saw the scene with her and Chloe talking? And I feel like Chloe's reaction even to Courtney, like I felt like Chloe was a lot more into it even than Courtney was. I don't know. What's your 2 cents on all of this?
I mean, the whole thing, it's weird because I feel like Courtney can't make a decision as to whether or not she's upset about it or not. Because I feel like
Mhm.
when we first saw her talking about it, she was crying to Kendall, right? So, that
Right.
to me screams that she's pretty upset. But then in this episode and the episode before, it kind of feels like she's like, yeah, I just like don't care. It's kind of weird. Okay, so are you upset or do you just think it's weird? Like, which is it? Pick one.
Right.
I don't really know. Like, it doesn't I'm sure she's irritated, but I also don't know if, like, she just can't make up her mind, which is true and very, very normal for Courtney, or if the producers are trying to make her more upset. You know what I mean? Like trying to get her to be more upset and it's not working, and Courtney's like, "I just am not." I don't know. I agree with you. It doesn't she seems very just, like, annoyed by it, less, like, upset, super hurt, when in, like, the first 2 episodes, she was crying about it.
Right. Well, and
So,
even, like,
I don't know.
I don't wanna jump ahead too much, and I'm just saying this, and we'll touch on this in a few minutes, but, like, she even attended Kim's birthday party, you know, and I'm glad that she
Yeah.
did that, and I'm glad that she said she was going to be civil and support her sister no matter what's going on. I feel like Courtney's just kind of I feel like this whole newfound love with Travis and everything, I
Mhm.
think that she's just kind of emerged into, like, a more calm version of herself for sure. I feel like she's definitely
Totally.
just more unbothered. And what's interesting too is like you and I have talked a lot about the fact that the Kardashians all have a hand in what they see and what gets edited and done and because
Mhm.
they're all executive producers for the show. So what's really interesting is like I don't know if she is being told to kind of like drive it home a little bit more. I think that's interesting because at the end of the day she's the one that has ultimate say. I feel like she's carrying the the burden of the drama and I feel like you said I feel like she's
Yeah.
just not really giving it. I don't know. It's
I
odd.
don't think she
It's
really
definitely
I
odd.
don't think she cares. It's weird,
I don't
but
think so
it's
either.
really bizarre because they were really like amping it up. They were like, it's drama, drama, drama. Courtney's crying, she's upset. It doesn't really seem like
Mhm.
that. It seems like it's just like a fly that's flying around her room and it's annoying her and it won't get out. Like that's kind
Yeah,
of what it seems like right now. And that's
that's a
just not
good
what we
way
were
of putting it.
promised,
No.
you know?
No, not at all. I thought that it was gonna be another SmackDown, another Kim Court
I know, me
SmackDown, so
too.
I just, you know, not that I wanna see that, but also not that I didn't wanna see some drama. I'm not saying they have to whack it, but,
I mean,
like, you know.
I wouldn't be upset if we had one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be upset. I also, if any of you see me like randomly yawning during this, it's because I'm so bored with Kourtney giving us no reaction. I'm so bored at the season. I want more. I'm like truly like it's just I want more. There's nothing happening. I'm bored. I'm like if you don't have anything going on, like cancel the season. Like I don't even need to see it. Don't even
Yeah.
don't even air.
Well, give it a break even. Something else will pick up. There's so many of them, like, give it a break, take a few weeks, and then something else will kick up, I'm sure, So that's
I'm
kind
sure.
of
Oh, I'm sure.
where I'm at. But, yeah, I think we both agree at this point. It's just well, we're gonna keep watching, but, I am not impressed in terms of the amount of time that it's taken to get to this point. With the amount of buildup, it
No,
just
yeah.
is, like, low key raising my expectations even higher for there to be, like, a blowout by the end of the season. I mean,
I know.
that's no.
Maybe there will be.
Otherwise, it's just gonna be nothing. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know though. We'll see.
Maybe
We'll
we'll
have to
be
wait and see. I mean, I guess that's how they keep us.
yeah.
We have to wait and see.
Mhm. Maybe we'll be eating our words, what is it, 4, 5, 6 episodes from now? We'll look back and be like, "Oh,
Maybe.
just hang in there." Maybe. Let's go on. Let's talk about Kim and Chris's conversation. I thought this might have been like my favorite part of the episode. I thought this was really interesting seeing Chris. I thought it was a little bit random the way that it kind of like came
Hmm.
up, but I wasn't mad at it. One of the things that I feel like the Kardashians are starting to do is I think they're kind of really hyper aware of the amount of influence that they have, and I'm glad
Hmm.
to see them recognizing that. I kind of liked the conversation with Chris saying like, "Hey, I kind of have some guilt about the fact that I've exposed you guys to this career, and it can bring in a lot of negativity." I thought that was kind of really neat of her to say, and I liked Kim's response of being very tough about everything. What did you think about the conversation? And did you ever see Chris sitting down and having a conversation like this? Because I never did. I felt like it was always about business or martinis with Chris. Like I never saw her have a conversation quite like this, and I like it.
So true. No, yeah. I mean, or both business. I
Right.
think it's definitely they are clearly trying to humanize themselves to the public. It's very clear that that is something that is a goal for them to make it more relatable, to make their lifestyles more relatable. Because I mean, objectively, they're in the press every other day with people saying they're unrelatable. No one can relate to this anymore. It's so out of touch. It's so out of reach. And I think they're trying to be more human in that way. And I guess this is Chris's version of it. And I think it's a really interesting take. It's something I'd never really thought of Chris ever feeling guilt for her daughters and her family ultimately being catapulted into the limelight. And I think
Mhm.
that's a really heavy burden to place on her shoulders. Given she's not a psychic, like she couldn't have foreseen it to have achieved such success as it did. Like they talk about season one all the time of Keeping Up. They were like, yeah, we didn't think that we would get picked up for a season two. Like they didn't think they're like, oh, we'll like do this silly show and that's funny and like maybe we'll get a career out of it, but who knows? Like she wasn't planning on it becoming this empire, this huge, an iconic, and it's an American iconic family. Like it's just one of the staples in pop culture and in history now. Like they're going to be written about in textbooks, and I just don't think that's something that she could have ever foreseen. So I like that she's thinking about it like that, and in a way of taking some accountability for the influence they have, and the influence not only that they have on the world, but the influence that they have in each other's lives. Um, because for a minute there, for like a couple of years there, it kind of felt like it was otherworldly, and like they just didn't really
Mhm.
have a their brain on the floor their brain was up in the clouds somewhere, you know?
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I think it was really interesting to hear them have this conversation, and I feel like they're kind of
Mhm.
finding their moments in the show where they can do things like that, and I like to see that.
Yeah,
Um, and like you said, I think there was a point in time where they just I think they were collecting their check and kept it pushing, and I like to see them
yeah,
more or less, like, doing it all, addressing the influence that they have, and I like to hear even, like, Kim talk about, the negativity that she receives and goes through because I'm sure we all forget, I mean, like, we know she's Kim Kardashian. She is, like, one of the most
yeah,
iconic people in our generation, but, it's, like, one of those things where it's, like, you forget that she's just a person. She also goes to sleep like we do and wakes up like we do
100%.
and, puts one foot in a pant leg and then the other foot in the pant leg to get dressed. Like she's human, but I
It's
think we
true.
forget that. I forget that.
No,
I mean,
100%.
I do. I feel like she's like a
I do too.
superhuman because of the amount of fame that she has, but
Amount of fame,
it's
amount of
nice
money,
to
amount of
hear
things
the
she does,
relatable.
pressure. Yeah,
Exactly.
100%.
It's nice to hear the relatable factors of her like,
Yes.
even she gets hate, even people don't like her, and I'm like it's not that I'm glad that she gets hate, but I'm glad to hear that she's acknowledging it and that they bring it to the forefront of the show now, and I like that. I think it's cool.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
I'm into it. I'm very much into it.
Me too, and I love Kris Jenner. I think she's just great. I just love Kris Jenner. She just cracks me up.
I love Kris.
She's just
She's
great.
funny. I love her. I
No,
actually
me too.
have the funniest story of all time about Kris Jenner before we move forward to our next scene. I was
Yes.
um I was somewhere, I don't remember where I was, but I couldn't quite see who I was looking at. And I was with one of my best friends at the my one of my best friends currently, and
Mhm.
I like out loud scream across this like I don't know if we were in a shopping mall or if we were somewhere, whatever, but it was clear like Chris was like incognito somewhere. And I literally scream, I'm like, is that Chris Jenner? Like so
Oh my
serious.
gosh.
But I didn't mean for it to scream and like I don't think she heard me, but my friend was like, oh my God. And it definitely was her, but it was like I literally and we make a joke about it like every day that we see each other. We'll be like when we
That's
see each other, we're like,
amazing.
"Oh my God, is that Chris Jenner?" Like it's just I think it's the way I said it and that I screamed it across like wherever we were and on the topic of Chris
Oh
Jenner.
my gosh. You are so lucky that you didn't like cause an influx of people to just like swarm.
I
You got
know.
so lucky with like no one hearing you. That's so funny though. I love that you did that. I can
I did
envision
do
it. I
that.
can envision you doing
And
that. That's
I
so
yeah,
funny. Oh my gosh.
thank you.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness. Well, this kind of loops Chris into the next topic that I want to talk about. We saw Kim have a
Mhm.
birthday dinner. First of all, Kim showed up an hour late to her own dinner. Iconic. Iconic. If I did, I'd show up 5 minutes early to my own birthday dinner just because, she cracks me up.
Yeah.
She rolled in an hour late. Um, wh- what was your reaction when you saw Chris's toast? That whole part with her giving the toast and then the girls chiming in and then she called her the leader of the family. My favorite thing in the world were the reactions when the cameras just like went on to all the others just to get their reactions. So like, what? They were so
I
confused. What
think
did
that
you
like
think about that?
I
Scene?
remember in the promo it showed that clip too. I remember seeing that and being like,
Mhm.
"Ooh, Chris, bad form." Like and I remember it was Kourtney there with her martini glass like
Yeah.
and like took a sip because like real like
Uh-huh.
I would feel that way too. What a crazy thing to say
Mhm.
in front of your
I
entire
know.
family. I forget, did Chris cry? Chris cries at every speech. Did she cry during this one? I don't remember.
I don't I don't think she cried, but I think she was just emotional the whole time. She might have done like one of these. I don't think she
Yeah, yeah,
broke
yeah.
down
You know,
as
when
much as she normally does. Yeah.
she cries
Yeah.
during every oh my God, she cries at every speech. It's actually amazing. It really is.
I
I'm like,
know.
how much
And
water can one person have in their body? For real.
I know. I know.
And
Oh
I
my
mean, yeah, it
goodness.
was
They
definitely a
are so
crazy thing
funny.
to say.
I was shocked when she said that. Well, and then I was like, "Oh my gosh." And then obviously like with the we don't know the level of 1 to 10 tension that exists between Kim and Courtney, but it's not at a 0. So when she said that too, I
True.
was like, "Chris, look at Chris stirring the pot." Chris is like, "Look,
I
if
know.
Courtney's not gonna admit to having any tension here, let's work it in the storyline a little bit." She's egging it on in my eyes. She's funny.
I
She
don't think
had to
she is
be a little bit.
intentionally, but in some way, it was a little bit of, Chris, why'd you say that? Why did we need to say that?
I know. The leader of the family. That was
The
just that's
leader
a
of the
big title.
family.
Could you imagine, like, I don't know, I don't have siblings, so for me, it's like I'm one of every I'm the leader, I'm
Yeah,
the
I
follower,
couldn't
I'm
imagine
everything because
anyone.
I'm the only one, but
Yeah, I could never. I don't
saying
know. I
that.
mean, the whole thing is kind of. It was just it was a choice for Chris Jenner to say that. I just remember being like, oh,
Mhm.
that's awkward.
Okay.
That's
Well, and
uncomfortable.
then it makes you think, like, do you think that was any type of shade towards Courtney? Because Courtney is the oldest. Do you think that that was intended as any type of shade?
I don't think Chris is intentional about the shade she throws. I think she just says things and doesn't think. So I don't
Mhm.
think so. But like, I'm sure Courtney could have taken it that way. But then again, it seems like things are rolling off of her back recently.
I
You
know.
know what I mean? Like, it seems like with the Kim thing, she doesn't really care, and yeah, I feel like it would just roll right off her back. I mean, Travis is there with her, so I mean, I think that he's like her like tether to remaining calm in those situations. So I don't really think that Chris is trying to
Stir
like
anything.
stir the pot in any
Well,
real way. Yeah,
another thing that I thought was interesting too is during the DMV scene, Kim even mentioned about she said first is the worst, second is the best, and then she's like, and I'm the second child. And I was like, oh, that's right. I forgot about I forget for some reason that Courtney's the oldest. I always think Chloe is. I know she's not. I just always think that for some reason. And then I
yeah.
have to
The
always tell
order,
myself
I
it's Courtney first.
I think it's Kourtney, Kim, Chloe, Rob,
Chloe.
Kendall, Kylie.
Hmm.
I think
Yes.
that's the order.
Good job.
Um,
Yes.
once again, where's Rob? Where's Rob? Where's Rob? I
He
need to
surfaced.
know what's
He
going
did
on with Rob.
surface. Well, he didn't surface in this, but he has surfaced recently, for Chloe's 39th birthday. He made a post on social media. That wasn't during the filming of this, that's just a fun fact.
No, during the
But,
filming of the show. Yeah. Fun fact, where's
but
Rob?
yeah.
But
Right.
yeah, no, that's
I
an interesting
wish.
point. I don't know. I never thought about that. I don't know. Kim, I think is likes to stir the pot in a joking way. Do you know what I mean? Like
I think so too.
in not testimonials in the like interviews, she's always like saying something shady, but I don't think she's like actually trying to hurt someone. I think she's just like it's like
I
in the
think
heat
she
of the
just
moment when you're
has
like, whatever.
yeah, she just likes to joke. I mean, look at what she did with North and the note on the door and everything with Chloe and that whole spiel from the last episode.
That was
She just likes to
hilarious.
play around. She just likes to joke.
She likes to joke. She likes to joke.
Mhm. She's a jokester. Well, speaking of Kim, what did you think about the surprise trip to Vegas? I was shocked to see that it didn't actually end up going through. I was sad about that, but I'm glad that they were safe.
I
Um,
know.
but what was your reaction with her playing along? If you were in Chloe's shoes, would you have wanted to know that your sister was playing along, or would you have wanted to know that your sister knew? How would you feel about that?
I
About the
don't know. That's
surprise
actually an
trip to
interesting
Vegas?
question. I feel like for a surprise part or anything like a surprise party, a surprise trip, whatever, I feel like I'd want to know if they knew. Because then I'm like, then
Mhm.
we're like both like, why are we doing this stupid? I'm like, why are we lying to each other when we both know the other one is trying to lie? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that in that, then it's like over and we're just taking a trip to Vegas. It's no longer a surprise trip. It's just we're taking one. You know what I mean? I feel like that's how I would feel.
Mhm.
How
Yeah.
would you feel? Would you
I
feel
know I was
similarly or differently?
I don't know. I feel like it depends on so the only reason that I think that Kim was kind of like I probably would have done the same thing is she didn't know the details. She just knew that that's where they were going. So I thought that that was okay surface level, but like if I knew the
Okay.
whole
Yeah.
itinerary, if I knew where we were going, where we were staying, even if I knew more details beyond just the fact that at some point today we're going to Vegas, then I might be like, "Okay, look, jig is up. I know that we're staying at the Wynn. I know that we're going to Thunder from Down
Yeah.
Under. Haha, thank you." But I think for the sake of preserving it. Also, Chloe just seemed to have so much excitement around the surprise trip to Vegas, which was so cute and like innocent.
Hmm.
So
It was very sweet.
I think she saw that and was just like, I don't want to bust that for her, but it would be kind of awkward finding out though on the other hand that somebody knew about the surprise and that they're just
Yeah,
like
you'd feel stupid,
everything
you know what I
is
mean?
yeah, yeah, it's like, "What?" Or even, like, with the showgirls, she did
Yeah.
eventually, like, say, "Oh, Vegas." I was like, "Alright, we got that out of the way." But, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Um,
Totally, totally, yeah.
my favorite part of this episode, Kate, I died when I saw that they went into In and Out. I cannot function. That was so funny to me. They look at them, and they all
It was
just went
good.
into In and Out. The cashiers were like, "What the heck is
Yeah,
going on?" So
I don't know,
funny.
if I was sitting in that In and Out, I would have been like, "What is going on right now?" And not only are
I
they the
know.
Kardashians, they're wearing boas, Khloe's,
I
they're
know.
in full glam. It's not even that they're there getting a snack, they're there, like, on a night out. It's like you're seeing them in rare form, you know what I mean?
Well, and it was so funny too because, like, I think it was Chloe that kept holding up, like, the $100 bill or whatever to camera, and then Chris was just like, "Here, here," and I mean, anything at In and Out is, like, super cheap. It's, like, a couple bucks. It's, like, notorious for being cheap and good, So I thought that was so funny that Chris is like, "Well, 300 cover it?" It's like, yeah, like, it will. It'll cover
Yes,
it by a
more than.
triple the amount. Yeah. So funny. Then they all just left at the end, and then, like, Chloe's just standing there. I was like, "Girls." They
So
are
funny.
so
It's
funny.
really it's such it that is a very relatable night out, you know what I mean? You go get In and Out,
Mhm.
or, on the East Coast, you go get Shake Shack, you go get Taco Bell, whatever fast food it is, you're with your
Yes.
girls, you're being kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
that's such a classic, late night or nighttime activity with your friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I love the fact that they, like, sat on the bus and ate it and just, like, took pictures and took video. I thought that that was so nice. Like you said, it's super
Loved it.
relatable.
Very.
Me too. Gosh, now I miss Shake Shack. Oh, Kate, I forgot about Shake Shack.
I'm sorry. I
Miss it.
know. There's Shake Shacks in LA.
I know, but that was, like, my go-to for when I was on the East Coast. Now I try to do In and Out, but I'll be in line for 20 minutes, you know what I mean? It takes forever, so
Yeah,
I'm
I
very
do.
specially
I do.
specific. Yeah. Well, I thought that that was really cute that they went to In and Out. In terms of, like, final thoughts of this episode, we saw a glimpse of Kylie and Kendall. Any particular thoughts that you have, about this episode, about even the season so far? Obviously, anything that you're looking forward to for coming up? Talk
I
to me
mean, I
on
just
that.
hope the Kourtney and Kim conversation happens. I'm hoping,
Me too.
I'm hoping we're wrong and we eat our words about it being boring. Kylie and Kendall are always minimal, so I never expect much out of them. It's always nice when you get to
Mhm,
see them for like a hot second. I'm
mhm.
kind of hoping we get more of the kids. I love when the kids come on. I love
Me
those
too.
little cuties. They're so funny and like obviously not too much. I think that I understand like, you need to protect them a little bit from, preserve some sense of normalcy. They didn't sign on for this,
Right.
but a little bit. It's kind of fun,
I
you know?
know. I'm with you. I love seeing the kids. And I think the kids are all like so put together and well behaved. And I love it because that just
Mhm.
goes to show that you can have a full-fledged career and be a fully working parent, woman, whomever, and
It's
your
true.
kids can
True.
still just be super respectful and you can still have such a good relationship with them. It gives me hope for wanting to balance one day if I'm ever having the opportunity to be a mom and having a full-time career. It
Me
just gives me
too.
hope. It's like if they can do it, so can I?
Yeah.
So,
No, 100%.
yeah. Well, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the promo for what we have upcoming for our next episode. Let's talk about this.
Let's take a looky look.
Next on The Kardashians.
How you feeling?
I feel good. Why? Should I not be feeling good?
I'm getting Christ. I'm throwing my mom her birthday dinner.
Why is she in an MRI machine? What is
I don't
happening?
know. I don't
This
know.
is
Do
I've
you think
seen so many
maybe
clips of this. The Chris
Mhm.
party, I feel like we saw images of this when it happened, I feel like I remember, and so I'm so happy we get to a little bit like a little glimpse into what that party was actually like. So I'm really excited, but I would love to know what the heck Chris Jenner is doing in an MRI machine.
Well, would that be I know. I don't know. Is that possibly like I know she got hip surgery. Would that be a follow-up to that? Or
Not
I don't
on
know.
her
Or I guess not.
brain.
It's her. Oh,
That's
it's her
her
brain. Yeah,
kid.
you're right.
That's her brain.
Well, then I don't know. I hope she's okay. Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's
I feel like
I feel
she
like they normally they put an ominous, thing, an ominous music over it if it's going to be like a bad thing. You know what I mean? And it kind of just seems like it's silly and fun.
I think so too. These guys remind me of the type of people that like I don't know. I feel like they're so rich. They pack so much power. I feel like they would just be like, I'm just gonna go get an MRI just to make sure that everything's like good to go. I and which I think you should do if you
Oh,
can at some point, especially
you
as you
can
start
by
to
all
get
means go
a
get the
little bit
test done.
older. Yeah, but maybe this is just a run of the mill type of thing. Maybe she's just due for some type of checkup. I don't know, but again, I
Maybe
love that they take us into the doctor's offices. I think that's so great that they do that.
that's
It's such
fun.
a
Yeah,
personal thing. That's dedication, man.
yeah. I mean,
So
it's not
I
fun.
hope
It's just like
everything's
it's
going
nice
good.
to get that glimpse in.
Yeah, I agree. And then I'm excited for the getting Christ. I think
The Chris
that's gonna be
party. I'm
funny.
excited about the Chris party. Oh my god.
Me too. All right, let's move on to the next clip.
Everyone is dressing up like her.
Oh my God! What is happening?
Frankenbush.
A croquembouche.
Crockenbush.
Croquembouche.
Oh,
I mean, there's not much to react to this other than this is going to be funny. This is going to be a silly
this is gonna be
episode, it seems.
so funny. Silly. I love that North was even like wearing I love that the kids are in on it too. I
That's
think that that's
hilarious.
even the best
Me
part.
too.
Look at the and she said, "Love that's blonde and matches my hair." Look at North. Oh my gosh. I want a party like
So
that.
silly.
I think that'd be so fun.
Look at Chris.
Look at Chris. She's loving it.
Oh, it's funny. It's just really funny. I'm
She's eating it
excited
up.
for this now.
W-
Just
What
eating it all
is
up.
a
It's hilarious.
kraken? What is the kraken bush?
A
Kraken bush. I have no clue what that is.
croquembouche?
Do you know? Yeah.
Is it French? Is it a croquembouche?
I don't know. I thought it was German.
It
One of
might
us
be
has got to be
French,
right.
German.
Might be
One of us
French.
is it's either
Sure.
German or French. I don't know which one it is, but it looks like some sort of tower of
Like a
pastries.
pastry thing.
That's what it
They
looks
even look
like. I
shocked.
can't quite tell. Yeah, everyone's like, well, I mean, the clip of all of them going croquembouche,
Bush,
croquembouche. Yeah, like it doesn't seem like anyone really knows what's happening.
happening.
So I guess
I
we'll find
love
out.
it. I'm excited. We'll find out. All
I'm
right, let's
intrigued.
go
We'll
on
find
to the
out for
next.
sure.
Yes, ma'am.
You okay?
Not okay.
It's so different than the person that I married.
I just can't.
That's who I loved, and that's who I remember.
Wow, they're really doing the full range of
Oh,
human
Kim.
emotion here.
Yeah.
Oh, Kimmy girl.
Yeah. Oh.
This is gonna be about Kanye. We have some Kanye
Yep.
content coming.
Absolutely.
Yay!
Yay! Poor Kim.
Oh God, poor
Jeez, oh man.
Kim. There's just nothing to
Is
say other
this
than poor Kim.
I wonder if this is this in line with when the anti-Semitic comments came out, maybe or no? I don't know where that's at in terms of the timeline.
I don't know. When is Kris
Because I
Jenner's
feel like
birthday?
I don't know. I feel like I should know that.
I know, and I don't.
I'd have to look. Maybe I want. Well, I feel like it maybe could be just because of how frustrated she seems to be. But
Yeah,
and I mean, even for her saying like I
I don't
didn't,
know what it is.
this is not the person I married or whatever. I mean that's pretty
Yeah. Yeah, I
pretty
don't know
rough.
what this is gonna be. It could be about the anti-Semitic. It could be just something random he said. I mean, who's to say? Can't Kanye
Who
says all
knows?
sorts of crazy stuff.
He gives this
So
woman a lot of a lot of stuff to be frustrated with. So well, we'll pray for Kim.
definitely,
That's rough. Oh boy. All
seriously.
right. Well, let's take a look at the next clip.
I'll do anything to get that person back.
Hmm.
Wow.
Jeez, oh man. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see for that too. But I think that that's going to
Yeah.
be definitely more intense. But you know what I think is super interesting? There's nothing in
Mm.
this particular promo about what they've been pushing the whole time, which is the Kim and Court conversation. So I'm like,
There's
now
nothing.
does this emotional thing supersede the other? So now I'm just like, I'm kind of
I don't
lost. I
know.
mean, it looks like it's going to be a good episode. We got a lot of stuff going
A
on,
lot
but
of things
again, I'm
going
just like,
on, but
but but not the main thing, you know?
not the main thing. So I guess, well,
Not the
it's
main thing.
Kanye drama time, which is fine, I guess. I wanted a little bit more
Mhm.
Kourtney, but I guess this is fine.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm excited. I think it'll be a good episode. I'm hoping that we get. I mean, they never cover everything in the promo, so maybe they're just showing us the stuff that we don't expect, right? And they already figured that we do
Yeah,
expect
maybe.
other things, so maybe that's what it'll be. We'll cross our fingers and hope so. But yeah. Any last parting thoughts or anything like that before we wrap?
No, I'm excited. This episode looks interesting, and the Chris party
Mhm.
I'll be looking forward to, and
Yes,
we'll see what this Kanye stuff is about. I mean, I'm sure she's been keeping her mouth pretty tight-lipped. She's been pretty quiet about a lot of this stuff, so I wonder if she's actually going to say anything of note
me
here.
too. I feel like we're going to
We'll
get a
see.
lot of alluding, but hopefully she pops the lid off a little bit. If as long as she
Yeah,
can.
we'll see.
Obviously, that's got to be tough territory. But well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like this video if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button and turn on those notifications. If you guys are watching us on TikTok, make sure that you hit the follow button, hit the favorites button, and hit the like button. And we will see you guys in our next video. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.